Right, good morning. This will be a morning, won't it? This will be up at like a 7 a.m. one day. Hello. Um, we've been on this call now for like 5 minutes or so, and it got to a point where I was like, Sam, let's just fucking start the recording because we're actually having a decent sort of conversation about just
Pointless project.
things.
But
Yeah. So it's got to a point where we're like, right, Sam, let's just fucking start the recording before we just know what we've spoken about. So I'm guessing the title of this will be Josh's peak week for PCA. Something like that.
is it? Yeah, like your peak because I'm thinking about my Josh now.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I was like, is that more, you or me? Because I got a Josh going into PCA as well.
yeah.
So yeah, so it's
Yeah, by the time we put this out, like I would have already been on stage and actually put it out Sunday if I can be asked to schedule it for Sunday, probably not. So probably like Monday, Tuesday. I could probably do it Tuesday, Sunday actually.
do Monday, I think.
Monday. We'll do it Monday.
Yeah, do it
Obviously
Monday.
yesterday I competed at PCA Midlands. I didn't actually. Yesterday was fucking Thursday. Friday? Yesterday was Thursday. But either way, you would have probably seen through my Instagram that I actually didn't do FitX. I did PCA. So we're gonna eventually on this pod run pod. Fucking hell, that's weird, isn't it?
That's a bit weird, mate.
Yeah, I
Poddy,
don't
mate.
know.
What have I been saying? I've been saying poddy. Like,
Yeah,
is that a bit, you know what I mean? A bit
you were
LGBTQ.
gonna say a word begin with B then, weren't you? But don't know if we get cancelled for it.
Yeah, I was gonna say B, but I said LGBTQ then. I don't know if it's a bit that.
We respect all genders.
We respect it, but you know, it's just something we describe things with,
I
innit?
thought you were gonna say discriminate.
I was gonna, I don't know, yeah, yeah. End the topic. Yeah, I'd say pod. Poddy's not the word, and neither's pod.
Yeah. Either way, on this
Podcast.
podcast, we'll run through our peak so far, and what it's probably going to be because it's most likely going to. I basically kind of know what we're going to do, and then we will actually run through why I'm not doing FitX, blah blah blah. But aside from that, before we get onto it, how are you? How's your week been? We didn't really run through how our weeks have been, have we?
I mean, your week's probably worse than mine, but probably better in some. Mine's been like yours has probably been like like the highs lows. Mine's just been
Yeah,
like fuck like just yeah like obviously work is work and then coaching's coaching. I think obviously my key literally at the moment for me it's like I'm not really focused on myself. I'm focused on Josh, not you, Josh. Oh, but my Josh
not me. You
competing.
don't give a fuck about me.
I don't give a fuck about you, mate. To be
I don't
honest,
blame you, to be honest.
I know you're in safe hands. I just need to. I check up on you still. We're checking it out.
I feel so sorry for Tim. Tim, if you're
Blood,
watching this, I am sorry because
blood.
I
We're both got you on mute.
I've been a fucking nightmare the last like 3 weeks.
My balls are shriveled. What can I do? What do I do? Oh,
No, I'm
duh.
just like, I know I've been annoying. Like, you know, when you like, I'm
You
not
know,
saying
you
you
know
will,
you're
but
pestering. Yeah,
you know when
yeah.
like you send like you look back at a few messages, you're like, I'm a ball ache to not I'm not a ball ache to coach. I'm sound to coach, but like, fucking hell, like he must read through these messages and be like, Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah. Same with Christian. I remember. I don't know what it was. There's certain times where, like, obviously, Christian and Tim both very busy coaches. Like,
Yeah,
very busy. They hunt like, loads of messages a day. And so, I like to learn. So I ask Christian questions and then follow up questions and stuff. And then I can see like when I'm like probably like just probably asking too much. And his answers get a little bit shorter. And I'm like, yeah, all right, mate, I'll probably just like I don't blame him. Like, do you know what I mean with that whole thing? But um, yeah, I know what you mean, bro. You feel like you're pestering, but you're not really.
no,
That's
no,
what
I am
they're
pestering because I mean I've chopped and changed my shows more times than I've probably breathed.
yeah, but same timeline, isn't it though? Same
Yeah,
timeline,
but
really.
it's almost like I get why Tim is like Josh, just fucking stick to something.
When was Fitex? Is that on the Sunday? Is that on
Yeah.
the Sunday as well? Right, it's not a big change in really that one,
No, but
but
I've gone from PCA Wales, Fitix, and NFM to not NFM because they were being called off. Uh,
right,
to PCA Manchester after week after Wales. A day after PCA Wales, it was back to Fitx, and
right.
then Monday it was PCA Midlands,
Well, at least you've got a sick coach to like at
and
least
it
get
was
you
PCA
get man
Midlands
sharp.
Junior Bodybuilding at
Yeah.
midday. By 6 p.m., it was PCA Midlands Short Classic. And then
But
yesterday I was like, I might do junior bodybuilding.
Tim can manage that. He can.
Tim
It's
just
fine.
goes, Josh, you're being fucking ridiculous. And I was like, sorry.
Honesty. But yeah, my week's been pretty mid. Like training right now, I'm in the last, I think what you call it, the last session block. And I've just started the last lots of sessions before I go into my deload, which I'm going to Morocco, and
Mhm.
then I come back, and then I'm going on to a standardized split. So I'm
So
just
basically
sort of
running yourself into the floor.
yeah. So it's just don't
It's
know,
one of those
sessions
where it's like your sessions are probably fun, but they're
nah,
probably like
they're
just
not. They're not. They're not. They're just. It's just. We spoke about this, I think, about the whole volume approach. Like now, I'm on like today. It was like 6 sets of lateral raises on the first exercise, and 5 sets of rear delt rows, and then legs. And it's just like I just that delt
almost
volume. I
like two
just
sessions, isn't it?
yeah. It's just not. I
Like I
don't find
remember
that.
when I used to run like a men's physique split, my push and arm session, by the time my volume was like pretty high, would be like a lateral, so 4 sets of laterals with an intensifier at the end. It would then be 6 sets of pressing across three movements. Then I go into a fly, which would be 3 sets. I then have like two tricep, two bicep with 3 sets on both. And I'm like, it's almost like 2 sessions in one.
Yeah.
And it
And
almost
for
gets
me,
to the point where it's like, and that's probably why my arms are behind because I get to the arms and I would just rush it.
I think your arms are pretty good. What are you doing about? Your buys are really good. I can't picture your triceps in my head.
No,
Your buys
my
are
arms are
solid.
my arms are like I think when you're lean, anything
It's
looks
different.
half
Yeah,
decent
true,
because
true,
they pop
true,
more. But like
true.
in off season, like they're specifically mid.
Yeah, mine are specifically shit. Yeah, sound. Um, but yeah, no, the volume just is just getting. It's just like a bit. I want to go back to what you said. The heavy, just heavy shit. So,
Mm.
but I got one more week. I got 3 more sessions left for going into next week. It's rest tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, rest Tuesday, Wednesday, rest, and then but I'm having some more things, bro. Like I'm on Thursday, getting a brand new trim. Shall I say it now or shall I leave it a surprise?
I'm gonna I don't even know what this trim is.
Well, obviously my current trim's like a mullet-esque trim,
Mm.
but I'm keeping the mullet-esque, but I'm doing something different with my hair. I've told Tom Taylor.
Yeah, I would obviously tell me, but don't say on the pod yet. Leave it to like a future pod.
All right, sound. But then
Pod,
face
stop saying fucking pod.
body, mate. Kill me. But yeah, the facial hair as well, it's looking pretty dross. So I think after Morocco, I'm gonna
You
grow
see
it out.
my facial hair, mate?
Mate, it's just clean, bro.
Oh, what the
It's
tash?
just clean shit. Oh yeah. You need to get the thickness of mine, innit? You need to get this thickness, bro.
It's just shaved it. What's it called? All off a
Yeah,
Wales.
you did, didn't you? Yeah.
But this obviously when it comes back, you would look probably you probably look more. I don't think you look. I'm not. I don't hate it.
I think it's good.
I
Just
don't. I
do
don't
it.
actually hate it. I'm actually going to firm it for the weekend. I think
And if it's shit, then shave off.
because it's like I again by the time this people know that I did Midlands. It's the biggest regional show of the year in theory, and I'm probably going to get dwarfed, but it's a bit of fun.
That's the thing on stage, yeah. People have said to me, "Are you gonna shave your tash on stage?" I said, "No," because like it's cool going up on stage with a big thick tash. Like why would I shave it? I don't need to shave it. I had it all in the off season, so I'm gonna keep my look. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
and I was like, well, it's me going into classic for the first time ever. You never know what's going to happen. By the time this is out, I'll probably come dead last. But
Right. If we want to act like C-bum for like, we prep all this time to step on stage to present our physique and have
exactly,
fun.
I'm
If
going
you
into
wanna
thinking have some fun.
if you want to act like Sebum, when he had the full beard and he shaved it off, left the tash, won the
Mm.
Olympia, cool. If you want to act like that for a day or whatever, fine. Just let us have our piece. Like it's not a big deal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I put a poll on my story because Tim decided to post my photos halfway through today. Uh,
Tim, you
so
ruined the
it's like
surprise, mate.
he posted my photos halfway through the day when I was loading 2 weeks ago when I just shaved my beard off, and I was like, "You fucking idiot!" Um, and so far the poll is 82% keep.
There's your answer.
But like, you know, when people say yes, like, yeah, just keep it, have a bit of fun. You know, when
Yeah, they always go with
says-
like what
no,
you
but you know,
know.
when someone says no, I feel like that's like, that looks so shit.
No, but I think you're right. Do you know the yeses? Like, I think, do you know when you do something a bit outrageous? I don't know, like, I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think here. What you
Be
do something
careful.
a bit whack and you say yes or no, and people are like, yeah, yeah, like do something different when they're actually just like not even that ass. They're just putting
Yeah.
yeah to agree with you almost.
Like yes, man.
Like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to refer to. Yes, man. Yeah. So 82% of you, yes, man, mate. Tell them.
Yeah, you're fucking. I was gonna say a bad word then. You're yes men. There are people who say no, but I feel like people who say no, like there's some people who I don't really speak to too much, or just don't speak to.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's almost like they probably mean it.
At least they're honest.
Yeah,
You
don't
can
like it.
give them that for it. But yeah, my week, like I said, pretty mid. Last week, Morocco. Josh competes just before I go to Morocco, so that's going to be interesting. He competes on the Sunday, next Sunday, not this Sunday. Yeah. Well, actually, it would
Not
be
on
this
my
Sunday.
ass by then. So I'll be on a fat load again by then. If not on my ass, I might try.
What
Oh,
show you? What
that.
show you doing? You didn't show the weekend after,
Yeah, Yorkshire.
right? So yeah, right. You've been the same shit as Josh then, really. Anyway, how's your week been,
In
bro?
Yorkshire.
No, 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 because he's doing first timers.
It's a week after.
Yeah, yeah. So he's doing first timers five. Oh, and that's the same weekend as Yorkshire, isn't it?
Week
No,
after.
it's all right. Okay, right. Oh, so you'll be peak week. You okay? You'll be fat loading while I'm on holiday type of vibe. Right. Okay. I understand now. I was gonna say. I was like,
When
there's the
you're on
two.
holiday, I'm peaking basically.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a long holiday to be fair. It's a very long holiday. I won't be back until the following Tuesday. It's
That's nice.
crazy. Monday to the following Tuesday. Wild. But yeah, I'm gonna try and actually take a mental break. I'm gonna say to my clients, I haven't told them yet. I want to say to them, can I just like I'll do
Finds out
check-ins.
now.
What?
They're finding out now, live on the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Well, clients, you're gonna hear it now from me. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say to you guys, I'm still gonna check in with you, but I'm just gonna do voice notes like a shit coach. Basically, in a nutshell.
I don't think that is though, so I feel like within a voice note, you're probably a bit more like concise.
Well, nah, because I do the loom and I go through all the stuff. I just want to be like on the voice note. Here's your changes. Very good week. Do this. Like
Yeah.
just like 2 minute voice note instead of
That's
being like,
almost like I'm not too sure how you were like a few days leading up to the show, but I don't do check-ins on a Saturday and Sunday.
right.
So I just work from Monday to Friday, direct check-ins, then weekend is like just normal sort of setups, um, client feed like form feedback, etc. But like my Friday check-ins, unfortunately, like today, because I've been here, there, everywhere trying to sort, I don't know, my haircut out, food out, this and that. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to do WhatsApp check-ins.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't really
Sometimes you
know
gotta go
when I'm going to
around.
be at my laptop for consistently like an hour.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But clients, yeah, you heard that the
So
first.
unfortunately, if you're one of my clients and you're on a Friday check-in for the next like 6 weeks, every other week, you're not going to have a Loom check-in. I do apologize.
To be fair, you are
Next
just
week,
walking the
definitely not,
walk.
because I'm going to be traveling up to fucking Hull for the whole day. So that's brilliant.
You are walking the walk though, innit? So it's just like my clients respected it when I was on prep and I was
Oh no,
like,
like to be fair, my clients are absolutely sound. They're like, you want me to check in on a different day? I'm like, no, it's fine.
no, don't actually, because I kind of prefer to get out of the way, to be honest.
Yeah, I try
Like,
to
not
get back
what
in.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, my clients are sound. My clients are always like, I feel like everyone's clients, whether they're in bodybuilding or not, whether they're lifestyle or competitive, every client, whenever they like know you're like a few days or weeks out from a show, they're like, "Oh, no rush to get back to because I know you're really busy." It's quite nice.
It is quite nice to be fair, because I you always hold yourself to this like high service, don't you? Where you're like, I should be checking in when I'm going on holiday, I should be checking in here, but
Mm.
do responses. But I think I spoke to one of my clients when I was training with them the other day, and I said, listen, if I did that, so one of them knows what I want to do. He said, bro, that'll be perfectly fine. He said, even if you said no check-ins, I'd be fine. Like,
That's the thing, isn't it? Because a lot of like when you think about it, in like a normal job, you have annual leave.
yeah,
With coaching, it's almost like completely like no, you don't.
yeah.
When
But you
you
need that, you need
like
that
you
break.
easily could. But the thing is, I don't think I'd want to. Like, I'm thinking of going away literally on my own at the back end of the year for like a long weekend. If I can A, be asked, B, fund it, and C, actually want to, because I feel like with me, it's like as soon as my training gets good, I'll be like, nah, I'd rather stay here. And I probably won't
Yeah.
that. I think, to be fair, I am supposed to be going to Amsterdam anyway. So
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna burst your bubble with that.
that's again, that's for a client. So I'm like, it's not really a
All right,
holiday.
okay, fair enough.
It'd be a
Only
nice day after the show, but it's like,
I found it was. I thought Amsterdam was pretty mid. Can't lie. I'm not gonna burst your bubble, mate.
no, I'm not like, for people listening, I am not a recreational drug user anyway. So
I was, but
yeah, I'm a
um,
recreational drug virgin. Anything pharmaceutical, sign me up. That's in the reel.
I, I
no,
guess
like
it is pharmaceutical, is it not? It is pharmaceutical. That is pharmaceutical. It's just inhalation of pharmaceuticals.
yeah, anything which normal people would call a drug, can't be bothered. Anything which is anabolic, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Needles on that sound. But yeah, how's your week been, bro? How's your week been?
My week has been actually pretty sound. I feel like whenever you get into a peak week, like you stress about fucking everything. You're trying to make everything on the money, perfect, all the time, as you should do. But then in reality, it's actually pretty chill.
Mm,
But it's like with how my head is, it's like I don't like chill. Like we
yeah,
spoke about this like the day before we recorded the first podcast. Like I literally set my day up so I plan every 15 minutes. And that's
yeah,
my
you
prep
do.
load. That's what I just genuinely do. On an off season, you just don't do it. And for me, it's like when obviously you're in a peak week and you're just trying to chill out, it's like I can't.
You feel like, do you know what you feel like? You feel like there should be more to be done. Like
Yeah.
you feel like there's more work, like you should be
Yeah,
doing
like
more.
today, for example, I'm literally thinking, right, what am I going to need to take tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I know every single thing I've got to take tomorrow. It's literally ready to go pretty much. It's just putting it because I need it tonight, so I'm gonna put it in tomorrow. But I'm like, is there anything I can do to get ready for tomorrow? And then there's actually nothing, and you're almost like a bit waiting around.
You're like
Like
the thing on
I
peak.
hate the few days before a show because even like today, for example, like I am currently um I'm basically logging my food on like my Fitness Pal, so I can put a post up a bit later on with how much I've had. So I am currently copy because it was the exact same meal. Plus it was a bit of dark chocolate. So I am currently now. I've had like a decent bit of food. So today so far I am on 145 protein, 580 carb, 45 fat. So I feel sound. I've still got another meal. So that's probably going to push things to like what? 700, 750 carb.
What's this peak like compared to last peak? Like, what's your carbs been difference wise? Any
Relatively
same
same.
time?
So we obviously started a fat load on the Sunday, started it on the Sunday. The first peak week, we continued that through Wednesday, and then towards the back end of the day, we trickled some carbs in.
Yeah,
So carb loading basically Wednesday evening, full load Thursday with an upper pump session, which was 700 carb, and then 750 carb on the Friday rest day, carb meal, Saturday morning, protein and fats the rest of the day. So that window was like Wednesday evening to Saturday morning with carbs.
yeah.
Uh, this week was a little bit different. Like my with a fat load, like digestion, something which you really need to be paying attention to, because obviously fats are going to play a massive role in digestion. They're going to slow down your digestion. And this is almost like I put this on my close friends, and my macros were like 100 fat. I think a baseline protein, so like 180 to 200 protein, and like even carbs were still like 70 through like trace, and like a bit of like fruit, etc. But like my digestion was awful, like horrendous. We continued the fat load, I think Monday, maybe. I think Monday was the last day of like a full fat load. And then Tuesday, Tim was like, right, we're gonna have to put some carbs in. So I've technically been carb loading since Tuesday.
It's a bit more linear for you.
Yeah, so it was almost like a heavier, moderate, linear load, kind of.
So is
And
that
then
why your carbs today have been sort of a little bit compared to last time? Because you was
that
the
it
last peak.
depends on the last meal. Like the last meal will probably be about 150 carb. So it'll probably be around seven.
Oh, you still due another meal. Right,
Like
okay, so
yesterday was the exact same food as 2 weeks ago Thursday. The only difference was it was pull pump, not upper pump.
right.
So I probably had more carbs this week, but with going into classic in an open, in like literally an adult class, we're just going to play fullness because my condition's like pretty sound.
Yeah,
Like
you can afford to do it, can't you?
yeah, and it's
You're
like if
fine.
anything, like I feel like in PCA, even though they love condition, like I do feel like they don't like not don't favor it, but like you need that bubbly look for classic.
Yeah.
Whereas
Fact.
like if you're just bursting full and you're on a bodybuilding stage, I feel like you're sound.
Yeah.
If you're obviously skinned, but within classic, it's like they need that bubbly pop. It's like men's physique.
Yeah. Well, it basically is men's physique with legs, isn't it? To a
Yeah,
degree.
that in terms of like what PCA sort of go for. Um, and so yeah, like we're just gonna load probably like my meals have been about 150 carb each meal. Um, annoying, like I say annoyingly, literally the only carb sources we're pretty much using is cream of rice, cereals, and bagels because
Do you know what,
rice doesn't digest
bro?
well. Literally three of our meals today have been four bagel thins.
I'll tell you what, I think one thing about bagels, mate. So on prep, mate, bagels were doing me justice. Like I loved bagels on prep in carb load, obviously.
Mm.
Coming to the off season, obviously got my new sort of plan, my new meal plan and stuff.
Mhm.
And obviously my issue is so my digestion, by the way, for me, mint. Like I like fat loading, digestion, mint, all good. Off season, like so Christine gives me like a meal, it's like a sourdough or bagels or whatever. So I thought, you know what, I'll have half the sourdough, 100 grams of sourdough, because it's 200 grams, or what is it, two bagels, something like that. And I'll have one bagel and 100 grams of sourdough because I'll have like some jam with the bagel. I shit you not, bro. In off season, bagels do me dirty, like on
Really?
digestion, skin, everything. My skin flares on like it's really weird in the off season. My skin is so sensitive to foods, mainly down to my digestion in the off season. Like
Yeah.
certain foods. In
That's
prep,
weird because like for me, it's like bagels are always sound. Like the only reason I have bagel thins instead of normal bagels is literally just because again with
volume.
digestion, I want to make sure that my meal takes longer to eat,
Yeah,
which is weird because I feel like within a prep, people probably do the exact same thing just because they're hungry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
also like I actually want my food to take longer to eat so it digests better.
yeah. More mouthfuls, etc. More chews. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, also question for you.
Mhm.
What's your opinions on fat loading? How do you find fat loading?
I think it's from what when I've done it like properly like this year, like it's been really, really beneficial. Like it's worked really well, but it's something which you just really need to play a close eye with
Yeah.
because it's like
It's
one of those where it's like, oh yeah, it's like everyone like I remember like 2 years ago it was like a massive craze. Like you need to fat load, fat load, fat load. But now it's like there's obviously different methods, but I think it works really, really well. But you just do need to play a close eye to your digestion.
yeah, fact. I find with it a
So I
little
feel like
bit.
again, we could have easily bullied our way through. Like again, like I'm still going to bed and I'm sound, and I wake up the next morning, I'm absolutely fine. But it's like you don't want to like just roll the dice and have one of those days where your digestion does play into the next day when you have carbs in, because that's when it matters a bit more.
You wake up with bubble gut. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
literally, like you don't want to risk it when those carbs go in. So it's like one of those things where if you can get away with like a fat load, do it, but then don't be afraid to run like a day of moderate to low carb, but still high fat. Just have carbs in for that digestion. Again, I think like things like fruit, veg, keeping them in is important. Like even though fruit is going to be obviously higher in carbohydrates, well, it's not higher, it's going to be some form of carbohydrates. I still think keeping them in is something which is going to make sure that your digestion is really good.
Yeah, so this is what I'm doing with
Even
Josh,
if it's like
basically.
50 to 100 grams of like blueberries with a meal, like fucking beef and veg or something, like just have it on the side because may
Well,
as well.
it's what I'm doing with Josh going into next week. I'm doing so Sunday. I've got him on a split basically. So I'm doing baseline slash fat load. So on the Sunday, it's going to be half and half sort of degree. So half the day sort of fat loading towards the back end. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, fat loading. Thursday, Friday, carbon. So Saturday, dry out day. Now, again, I'm going to keep a very close eye, like you
You
said.
probably even put carbs in Saturday morning then.
But yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking at as well,
Mm.
obviously as well. So just dry out day, first meal, obviously being heavy on the carbs. But I need to keep an eye on him because his digestion did slip 2 weeks ago. That's because he did have no fruit and veg in. Well, he decided not to eat any. Sorry, Josh, I'm exposing you here.
Yeah.
But that's now fixed. The
Yes,
digestion's
he
not.
commented on the video. I commented on the last podcast, so
Did he?
yeah, he said like the boys or something.
What, the Q&A one? Or
I think so.
that sound my man. Bless him. But no, fat loading for me, right? I asked that question because fat loading for me, it worked massively. No digestion issues, nothing. I was so excited for my first ever fat load, like the first day of doing fat load, and I did it. I was like, Sam, this is cool. But then, like the next 3 days of fat load, 'cause I did a 4 day fat load, it felt shit. Like people were like, you
Oh,
feel,
you feel absolutely horrendous, and it's so weird because your baseline food is obviously higher. Your calories are at a maintenance, and like you're never gonna have zero carb.
yeah,
Like you're still gonna have some carbs. If you've been doing
trace.
zero carb, it's not actually less. Like you're actually eating more, but because it's so high in fat, you genuinely feel awful.
It just plays on you, doesn't it? Like you eat it, you're eating the food, and it's because it's fat's obviously rich in just flavor and stuff. You're eating it, but it's just like,
The food's banging, lovely. Like chicken, almond butter, veg, lovely, brilliant. Literally I had a meal and it was like whey, fruit, and like 30 grams of dark chocolate and like 20 grams of almond butter or something. I was like, this is really nice. But then my stomach is like, fuck off. And
that's what I
then
mean. You eat it, and you like my digestion was fine. I had no issues with getting it through, but it sits. Like you can feel it. You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's almost like you've just eaten a full off-plan meal.
Yeah,
Like
no, it
like a
literally is. But if you think that this is what I put this on my close friends, like when you have like a client sign up
yeah,
and they're like, let's say they're relatively structured, but like they track their food, whatever, and their baseline like training day food is like 100 fat or higher
yeah.
or like 150 fat, and I'll look at it, and before I've done like proper fat loads, I'm like, right, let's pull that down. Now I would genuinely look at it and be like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah, literally.
Like what? And it's not even like like a Mackey's or something. It's like they genuinely get in to like 150 grams of not direct fat, but like just fat usually. And I'm
Like literally, yeah. Like I've got
I've
clients
had
who are like,
clients who come to me and their protein is only it's only like say 30, 40 grams higher than their fat. And I'm like,
yeah. Like, I've got clients now who are on like peak off season who are like the heavier, they're like 5.5K calories, right? And their fats are still like what 92 trace and direct included. And that's like, do you know what I mean? Like it's
oh,
wild.
if I was, what's it called? If I could literally plan out my off season now, to be fair, I think I might have done it the other day. I was like, with my baseline food now.
Of course you have. Of course you have. Just-
No, I either thought about it or I actually did. No, I only thought about it, but I genuinely reckon I could easily get to like say 280 protein, say 220 through like direct, obviously being brought down pre and post, and like 1,000 carb, no more than 70 fat. And even then, when I thought about it, like in terms of like this, it actually was just in my head. So I was like going through like what I usually would sort of eat in off season, and I was genuinely thinking about it, and I was like, I still want to pull that down,
Yeah,
and that's 1,000 carb.
yeah.
70 fat. That's very like that's a very good ratio. But like I'm still like
To be fair, I don't know. For me, it's like one of them things where I'm not. I'm a big eater, but it has to be just right. Like I have to start getting squares bars in, like when he starts pushing, and they bring some fat on board and stuff like that, don't they? So I'm a bit
that's
of a
the thing is
pussy.
that I'm in off season. Like if I have to, I will. But like if I don't need to, I'm like if I can push like an extra 50 carb into my diet and it's just let's say it's like 50 carb and it's no more than two fat, I'm perfect.
Yeah,
Because
makes
like
sense.
I'm very much like I want to get my carbs like when I've got like like say I've got my pre-workout meal and it's like I think I've had it to like 200 plus and like no more than like 20 fat in it. The second it goes to 25, I feel shit.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like I'm literally like the only fats I really want in that meal is a bit of dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And I'm also really anal about my pre-workout meal. Like it has to be dark chocolate pre.
I think that's just been a staple for me for like 5 years, literally.
Yeah.
I don't
And
think
it's,
it's ever changed.
you know when you have like your pre, is it like I'm weird with this as well. I have like a base meal and then shit on the side.
Nah, mine's, bro, I'm just, you know what it's for me with this, because obviously I work as well. Efficiency for me. So like literally mine is just a one bowl, mate. Like a one bowl fucking just
No, mine because I have the luxury of just going bang here. So it's
yeah.
literally like if I'm hungry, it'll be cream of rice and whey. That's like my staple meal. That's like the
I
base.
can't do creamy rice anymore. Can't do it.
Yeah, at that point.
Bro, I had it for like 2 years straight, yeah. And then one day I was just like, I went through all the flavors. I had one
No,
rancid
no, no,
flavor.
no, no, no. It comes on a day. It doesn't gradually. Cream of rice
Yeah.
hits you and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like so I bought a flavor. I had it for about a week and I was just like, I'm gonna vomit if I eat any more of this. Next
yeah,
day I went to
no,
oats.
it literally will hit you. And then when it hits me, I go to chicken and sticky rice. So
Do you?
yeah, chicken,
I just go
stick.
to oats. I just go to oats 'cause it's just an easy substitute for me. I've been
What?
I've been on oats for like the past like
Bro went from like a cream of rice, which you can make like concrete, to like oats, which are like one higher in fat and also fucking massively high in volume.
yeah, I'm fine with oats. This is what I'm saying. I'm fine with oats. But I
To
just
be
went
fair, I
like
do prefer the texture of oats.
for me, I remember having oats like porridge as a kid, mate. So I used to always eat
No,
porridge.
like I remember I had oats in my diet for like my post-workout meal. I can never not post-workout, like my last meal on like a train day and non-train day last year. And like I'd make it a few hours before I put it into the fridge. So it was like quite like sticky. And I was like, that was a nice meal. That was a nice meal.
Well, I got that oats as the last meal was rough, though. I find that rough. I can't do that. I have to have oats pre because normally by my pre meal I'm the hungriest, so I'm ready for my oats.
Yeah,
Whereas,
I like the that's the thing though, it's like my pre-workout meal. Again, I always try to keep it low volume because I actually like going into the gym, not hungry, but like having a bit of like an empty stomach.
yeah,
I actually had this question. It was about like it was more than this question, it was similar. It was about like acid reflux when they like deadlift. And
oof,
it was I had it a bit when I used to have my intro in like a 1.5 liter bottle. So like you know when people like have their intro, like say if it's a bottle like this or it's evolving one,
yeah, yeah,
and they have their carbs, their creatine, their EAs, etc., whatever. They had that all in there. When I was doing that, I noticed if I was like training legs or I was training push, you get that drip feed throughout the session, which is sound. But then if I was like deadlifting or something, and I'd already had like 500 mil plus my pre-workout, so let's say what 750, 800 mil, I'm
yeah.
fucked. Like I would literally come up as I'm deadlifting.
It
So,
sits on you, doesn't it? It
but
sits
then
on you.
again, like if you think about it, like you almost view your intro as a meal. You would
Yes,
just slowly go through chicken and rice or cream of.
exactly.
And in terms of like actually like MPS spiking and an EAA, you don't want to just be sipping on it. You want to go
Trying to
back.
sink it.
Yeah, literally. So it makes more sense to just sink it. So essentially, yeah, like when I'm in an off season, I'll just do that. But yeah, like for my pre-workout meal, I like to have it relatively low volume, just so it's like my stomach is pretty much empty. Um, and then again, when I go home from the gym, then I'm nice and hungry for a post-workout meal, which is come January, like 250 carb again.
Yeah, this is what I used to do when I was younger, though. Similar story to that. Very similar. When I was younger, I didn't know the importance of meal timers, let's say, or like
No one
at
really
least
did.
well, at least pre-workout importance. So I used to have my food like I used to have oats probably
Mm.
about 20 minutes before I got to the gym. I used to have it like right before I got to the gym. I was thinking, yeah, I need the carbs. Like I didn't understand how how digestion works, etc.
Yeah.
So like I'll have it now, right? 10 minutes later,
Yeah,
15
I've
minutes,
got
I'll
a
have the
worse
gym.
story than this.
And I'm there, you're doing legs, bro, and your belly's just like rounding. It's like fucking like
Mate,
this
I've
is
got
this
a
is
way
this
worse
is
story than this.
this ain't sinking, bro.
I can one up you here. I'm
You
so
probably
happy.
vommed. I can imagine you
No,
vommed.
mate. So I was peak off seat. This is the highest my food ever was. I was on 940 grams of carbs, and it was when I worked at a supplement shop. So I used to work at CSN, Cardio Sport Nutrition. So I used to finish work at 5:30, and I used to drive to my gym, which was the same gym I train at now, but it was like 5-10 minutes down the road. Depends on traffic. I would drink my cream of rice on my way, and sometimes I'd finish it 2 minutes before I get to the gym. And sometimes I wouldn't even do steps before because I'd already done my steps. So I'm drinking cream of rice. I've then got 2 Squares bars, some dark chocolate,
Oh,
some crumpets, some jam. Because like again, what I was saying about like my base meal in like an off season, for example, it's let's say cream of rice and whey or um sticky rice and chicken. Sticky rice is easy. It's like 94 carb for a packet. And on the side, then I have my dark chocolate, crumpets, jam, probably like a Squares bar or something as well. And that's my pre-workout meal basically. Always staple.
do you remember? I remember similar again, going back to the same sort of fucking
But what, to be
situation.
fair, what I might try out in this off season, because I want how my fat's low. I might not because especially when my food's high. I feel like again when your food's relatively like pretty damn high, we're talking like 700 carb plus. I don't really think you need fats pre-workout, especially having like 30 to 50 grams of it intra carb. Like, do you really need fats? Like, do you really need to be slowing that down? Probably not. And if it's going to play a role with digestion, which it probably does for me, I might even trial not having fats in that meal. I could probably get away with 800 plus carb and 30 fat. Now to be literally like I have carbs in my first meal, but I probably would rather have fats in my last meal than pre.
I think we're different, aren't we? I've always just had dark chocolate. No matter how high my pre goes, it's always been dark chocolate in it. Always been dark chocolate.
I've always had it, but I kind of want to try it. I'm basically this off season. I'm going to just try and have my fats as low as I possibly can do. I'll probably hormonally I'll be in the bin. It'll be
No, you
fun.
won't. No, you won't, because you'll be fucking administering that elsewhere, so you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, sound cool.
Yeah, you like your sound, bro. Like you don't fuck that
I,
shit.
I cannot wait until fuck it. No, anyone who's going to report this hasn't made it this far in the pod. I
For
can't
the
wait until these go back in.
Go on,
Got,
do it now. Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got another Nova Rapid there. I've got a Humalog in the fridge. They've got another pen of Nova Rapid.
Do you know what it is to me as well? Post work, I remember I don't know what my carbs got to the highest. I think they were close to 1,000. My peak off season as a natural. Right. Ooh, boo, natural. Yeah, no, it's not. But yeah, I remember driving home.
I just had by the way, I just had a vision in my head of what I can't wait for. You know, when I'm a day post prep and I train and I put some insulin in,
You're not, are you? You actually.
probably will for a laugh.
What, just some rapid in, why not?
Probably just go train push. I'll probably
Oh,
train.
that'd be nice.
It'll
That'd
be
be
a
nice.
fucking awful session. I'll probably just bang like 5 IU of Nova Rapid in, nail just as many like easy digestible carbs and just have a laugh.
What, 5 packs of square bars, yeah.
5 4 packs of 20.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, get like
Easy.
one of each flavor.
Yeah, true.
Right, before we actually get onto my peak, let's rank Squares bars.
Go on. Well, I'm going off of prep because I'm at squares bars for a while because prep was the highlight for me with squares bars. The top one for me was actually chocolate orange.
That's a banger in it, but I always find like they always like stop selling them. With
Yeah, they're limited, I swear.
yeah, they say limited. They say Halloween and they're out now, but then they stop selling them around like Christmas time to like like to like fucking May, and they start selling them like again like now. I genuinely think some people like Kellogg's or whoever, and like people who make like bagels, they genuinely bring things out for bodybuilders. Because the amount of like special bagels that get brought out towards like September, October is ridiculous.
Or inflation, mate. You seen the squares bars went from like a quid to like £1.50 per packet now.
Oh
They
mate,
they know we're on it.
the Morrison's by me is like the packs of 8 for like 3 quid, or it's like 2 packs of 4 for 3 quid on the other flavors.
That's not bad.
Mate, it's sick.
That's good. Because I remember I think it's like £2, £1.50 club card from what I recall for a pack of 4 in my Tesco's,
Yeah, so it
which is
makes
a
it worth
joke.
everything.
It's a joke.
But still, though, it's all right. Let's actually get back. Bottom is chocolate mint. It's fucking awful.
I hate chocolate mint, anything.
Chocolate
So yeah,
mint. I had it on prep last year. I didn't. I had one when I was like carb loading or something, and I threw out the other three.
I'll honestly just say, right, top three, everything else is shit. It's just chocolate orange, the caramel and chocolate
I
one.
don't think there's. I think
Marshmallow.
I say there's a top 4 or 5 now.
I don't have the rest. There's a strawberry cream one, which is ass.
It tastes nice, but it's not good. It's just it's different, but I still probably put it just above chocolate mint. Then I'll probably say I don't think the marshmallow is bad. I think it's just boring, but it is very actually still very good.
It's just easy though, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I think joint next is like the cookies and cream, and have you tried the frosty? It's not frosties.
I think cookies and cream is ass. Sorry.
Now cookies and cream's decent, but what's the to be fair? No, I probably put cookies and cream. Then I'd put what's the other one? What's the other like what looks like frosties, but it's not frosties.
The salted caramel one?
No, no, what looks like frosties? Cereal.
Oh, I don't fucking know. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Frosties without the frosties.
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes, yeah. There's a cornflake squares bar.
Oh, I've not seen that.
No, it's like the marshmallow one, but it's crunchier. It's banging, really good.
Not had that before.
Mate, it's really nice. That one. Then I'll probably say chocolate, chocolate caramel. I'd probably put chocolate caramel above. To be fair, I'd probably say chocolate best.
Are you rating the chocolate caramel like low?
No, no, I'm saying chocolate caramel second, chocolate orange third. Only because I had
Ah,
I just like I was on my way to PCA pretty much 2 weeks ago, and we needed squares bars, so I just jumped into like a Tesco or something, got like a pack of 8 because they were easy. Because like before stage we are just having squares bars, etc. So there's like 3 of them with jam and a bit of salt. And like, mate, they're just better, they're just chewier.
well, the caramel ones, yeah.
It's the normal chocolate ones.
Oh, the chocolate ones.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
I think they're fourth for me.
no, I'd say they're top. Then I'd say chocolate caramel, then I'd say chocolate orange, then chocolate chocolate corn not chocolate the cornflakes one, cookies and cream, strawberries, and then chocolate mint.
Yeah, we're different on the ratings though.
Yeah,
I think top four is similar, to be fair.
yeah.
Cookies and cream can suck ass though. I hate that one.
Cookies and cream still is decent. They're decent. On marshmallow just below.
But you just know if you go into the shop, yeah, and your choices are from the top one of the top four, you're getting them.
Yeah.
You're not picking cookies and cream over.
And if you go to a shop and it's like just the marshmallow or just the chocolate, you get the chocolate.
But not for me, maybe.
Really?
It depends. It's a mood. It's a mood thing.
You get
This
an
is a
extra
mood
5
thing.
carb in the chocolate anyway, but you get a bit more fat. So probably not.
So you shit your pants then basically when you have chocolate ones. So you shit yourself on the chocolate ones. Fantastic. That's great.
Brilliant, yeah. But no, in regards to like why I'm actually not doing FitX, it's actually quite a funny story. So obviously we were supposed to do FitX and NFM. NFM was being called off, or there was no one actually in the show. So I was like, well, there's not really much point doing it. So it was either do FitX or the week before, so the week after PCA, so the weekend just gone, do Manchester. We decided to do Manchester because it's going to be a better show. Like collectively, PCA is probably the best standard across the year. So right, let's just do that. Back-to-back peaks, send it. And the people I knew who were doing it were pretty good. Like there was Jack Crossdale, Danny's client, who's pretty sound. He's pretty good. And there was the dude who I beat at PCA Wales doing it, who again was very, very good. So I was like, oh, sound like it's 2 pretty good people. And then this is something which I always say for people not to do. Hang on, my headphones just connected, so just make sure my Bluetooth's off. So they always tell people not to do is don't compare yourself to other people. I think we spoke about this on the Q&A.
What?
Don't compare yourself in prep.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, I did that. So I was literally on my phone after like evening after the show. I was like, I just want to see people who are doing the show. Literally just to be like, I want to see who's in the show. But I didn't realize, obviously, if you see someone who's doing the show, you think you're better, you're going to feel sound. If you see someone who's doing the show who's what you think is better than you, you're then going to be like, oh, I saw someone who was doing the show who I thought was better than me. So I was like, no. So it's almost like, oh, I'm going to go there, not win. Whereas, as much as, again, I don't think you should ever go into a bodybuilding show thinking you need to win. It's almost like, you know? So
What's
I
the
was like,
point?
yeah. So got in my own head, and then I basically had like a bill come through on my phone, which I knew was coming. And I was very much like, oh, it's just so much more financially feasible to move this show to one in October. So I'd still do the same amount of shows and do FitX. I was still going to do a FitX show. I probably still will. Um, maybe. And then move this and still do FitX Wales. And it just works out more feasible. We can improve for FitX Wales. It makes more sense. So I basically said that as the excuse, even though it still would have worked out the same pricing and everything, and
Yeah.
everything was all booked for Manchester. So we moved that, moved like the booking to Hull. So I've already paid for Hull, even though I was already going to do Hull anyway. And then Sunday comes around, and the dude I was so in my head about, so happy I wasn't on stage against, I don't think he even placed. And I was like,
This is why you don't compare because,
yeah,
right,
because you
and the thing
never
is,
know how people go look. And
you
two people who I did know who were competing came top two, and the dude who I beat came first.
just what happens, like, you guys think about this, right? You see them when they're looking the most dry, crazy physique. Peak week can change everything. If they peak
Literally.
fucks, they come on show, they're looking
You
like,
literally like you never know how things are gonna go until you're on stage. And that was where I kind of like not got in my head, but I was like I basically got a grip of myself. And I was like, Josh, you're literally stopping yourself from actually enjoying a prep and doing what you wanted to do in terms of being up against good people. Wales was a good show. There's only three people there, but we were all pretty good. And the lineup at Manchester was a pretty good lineup anyway. Like the top three were really, really good. So even if I didn't win it, even if the dude who had beat me, who I'd beat me or something, I'd still be up against good people. But in theory, you'd be thinking if someone's beaten you, if you've beaten someone, you will probably beat them again. In theory. So in theory, I probably should have gone to Manchester, won that, not and that being peak week from this weekend. So yeah, that was where I kind of like shifted my head and I was like, right, stop going for not even going for like easy shows, but stop copping out of shows because you don't think you're going to win it. Because it's not a good idea. Because you're not going to get anything from that. So I spoke to Tim and I said, right, I'm not letting that happen again. Ideally this year now, after I've done what I want to do at PCA Wales, I kind of want to get a gold trophy in PCA. If I don't, what can I do? But to do a PCA show, to win a gold medal in PCA, believe it or not, need to do PCA shows. So I was like, right, let's do Midlands. The dude who beat me by a point. This is probably going to be, might even be different judges. We never know. They might go for a different look. If it doesn't go our way, sound cool. So, but I want to do a PCA show because ideally I want to pick up a win and I want it to be in PCA. 6 hours later, he then said, Tim, I kind of want to do classic because yeah, the dude I could still beat Alex, you never know. But realistically, it's still gonna be a good lineup, and I don't want to get in my own head anymore. I kind of want to keep my head where it is. So why don't we just do classic on the weekend? Zero pressure on it whatsoever. I want to do a classic show on the weekend. I want to do FitX, so we're still going to do classic. It's going to be the biggest regional show of the year for PCA. So there's zero pressure on it, and we go into it thinking, right, let's just look good. If we get top call out, perfect. If we place, even better. If I somehow win, I've won the class which I want to go into when I'm older in the biggest regional show of the year.
yeah. The
And
thing
then
about
now is in so much better position because I don't know anyone doing the show. But what I do know, actually, which is I'm kind of happy about, but I'm kind of also not happy. There's the Two Bros Pro Qualifier on Sunday. So in theory, the best classic bodybuilders would have done a Two Bros show and doing that.
yeah, but fuck that. Like this is the whole
No,
thing
but
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
say.
but the thing is like, oh, there's going to be some people who would like obviously wanting to do that, and even if they're not going for a pro card, they just want to see how they're probably in the same mindset as me. They want to see how they do. So it's like, oh, sound the lineup probably isn't going to be as stacked as what it could be. However, again, it's like in terms of me placing, it probably doesn't do a bad thing.
Yeah, but you know, this is the whole thing that I've talked myself into as well is that ultimately there's only one winner, and if you like I say, if you compare yourself and you pull out shows or whatever, you know what I mean. The issue. the issue you've got is like if it was a class of one or a class of three and you win, it's less impressive than winning, against 18 people. And ultimately, from the 18 people, you come third, second, fourth, whatever. You know that at least in these group of 18, you've got to improve a little bit. You know where you stand, and
Yeah,
it's
again,
it's
that's why we're going into like classic because the dude, the Stephen dude, the Scottish dude from PCA, the guy who like calls people's names out.
yes.
So after I did my routine, he pulled me aside when I think Alex was doing his routine. He was like, "Oh, have you ever thought about going to classic?" I was like, "Mate, I'm only a junior." He was like, "Mate, I reckon like test the waters in classic this year." I was like, "Oh, thank you, mate. It's nice." So yeah, basically this is for Stephen, basically. Scottish Stephen.
Yeah, just don't like. I actually am proud.
Don't do what I did and fucking mess things around because you're in your own head, because you're not thinking logically, you're thinking like a bitch. If you get beat by people who are better than you, sound. You know where you stand, you know what you do need to improve. Is that more size? Is that more condition? Probably maybe one of the two, maybe both.
It's the best lesson because
Yeah.
if you win piss classes and you come out, egotistical out of after prep going, yeah, I won all my shows out of all these, you got gold medals, fantastic. But then
That's the thing, like, yeah, they see the gold medals, but they don't see who you actually beat.
exactly,
Whereas, like, if you look at like PCA Wales, for example, yeah, I didn't win, but I came second to someone who was really fucking good, and I beat someone who won a show of 11 people.
exactly. Same for me. My first ever prep, I didn't place in any of my shows.
Mhm.
Fantastic. This season, I came second to a junior European champion in classic physique in my first show. That's fine. I came behind him. Great. Yeah. The second show, I came four out of, I think it was 12 people. So I
Mhm.
didn't come last. So I know I beat all of these.
Yeah.
But between me for third, second, and first, what do I need to do to improve? It should more tissue. So, and now I'm going to go into a completely different side of bodybuilding when I'm going to be going on with bigger boys, and we'll see what the situation is there when I go on stage next. Like,
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like I'm not going to be like after this, like I want to just full send classic after this. So I highly doubt I will be prepping next year. As much as I'd love to get a junior bodybuilding title, and if that doesn't happen this year, the last year is the last year for me, unless I prep early 2026, which maybe is a possibility. Um, like maybe. I don't know. Depends when the universe. If the universe is like the week after my birthday, I don't know because I won't be able to do juniors in it. Um, but I could obviously do classic regardless. So we'll see. But obviously, I want a junior title. Like I do, like a universe or a British. That's probably not going to happen this year. So it's probably, and might happen next year if I make the same improvements. But as much as I want that, my long-term goal is to go into classic in the
yeah,
men's. So, and for that, regardless of how Sunday goes, I am not at the level I want to be.
yeah,
So I need to grow.
correct.
So it's going to be like, right, at least and unless there's a prep next year or early 2026, it'll probably be early 2026 at the very, very earliest, if not 2027. It'll be, or late 2026, maybe. It'll just be 2 year off seasons classic.
You got time. You're fine.
And so I'm actually like excited for it because when my prep ended last year, I wanted to get to the point where I start a prep. Like I wanted to be back on stage. Now
Yeah.
I'm already like, I want to compete. I can't wait for Sunday. I can't wait for Yorkshire. I can't wait for any shows I do before British finals and then British finals. But I cannot wait until prep's done.
It's almost like, when you when you get that first result, when I got my second place, I was kind of just like at that point, I was already like, right, I already know I'm not undeniable. So I already know that I can probably just go into an off season now and do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Prove. So it's you kind of get that. But that's not the mentality. You're there now in the preps. You got to just, endure it and just
Yeah, and
enjoy
that's the
it.
thing. It's like in theory, like as much as I could be like, say I don't win the weekend, I don't win Yorkshire. I could be like, okay, so I'm probably highly unlikely to win finals, but it's 3 weeks away.
So you might as well.
Yeah. I think if it
You're
was
there
any,
now. You're
I'd
there now,
probably
so you might as well do it.
what's that?
You're there now, so you might as well just do it.
Yeah, and it's one of those where I'm not going to be in this condition for a very long time.
Yeah, it goes around quick. It
Like,
goes quick.
and I was thinking in 5 weeks' time we'll go like that. Like it'll be PC finals before I know it. In between, it will feel like a year, But then when it's done, it'll be like, Jesus Christ, PCA Wales felt like yesterday.
Yeah. It's crazy. I just posted a post today and it was me like a prep highlight, prep files. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that felt like a year ago now. But it's only been like probably 14 weeks since that video.
Hmm.
And it just feels like it's been ages like ago. I was like, bro, well, I can't remember the last time I was absolutely peeled and skinned. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, like after prep, like the time, like even I remember like a month post prep, I was still like, Jesus Christ, my prep feels like ages ago. But then when you
Yeah.
finish prep, it's like I feel like I started prep just then.
It's because, do you know what it is? Because you take so long getting into that condition that it goes so quickly.
Yeah, but in the moment, it's awful.
Yeah, it fucking
In the
drags.
moment, it takes forever.
Yeah. Goes the gap between my two shows are 2 weeks. The 2 week gaps are almost well, it's pretty shit. Can't lie. The first week is just like you get back to baseline, you just plodding away, get back on a bit of cardio if you need to be, and then you go back into your second peak week and you're like, oh my God, this again. And then you're competing again. It's crazy. 2 week
Yeah,
gaps.
it's like tomorrow. It's like I hate three like 4 to 2 days out. I like one day out.
Oh yeah, show but dry out day. Do you know when you get to your Airbnb? I remember getting to my first show, the Airbnb. I got in, I had been tanned, and I was just like, yeah. I
When you're
literally had
tan on, it's sound.
England
Annoyed
were
me though.
playing
My tan is at 7:15
AM or even
p.m.
PM. Yeah, it's pretty ass, that is.
Yeah, and I'm like, I just want my tan on.
Yeah, you just want to get it done and just sit
We,
down
we,
and
we can't like we
chill.
can't get to the Airbnb till 4 anyway, and we got a few things to like sort out. But then again, it's like my water will be probably cut at like 5:30 ish.
Yeah,
So it's like at least my water's all in, so I don't have to worry about that.
yeah.
At least go through the process of stopping pissing by then. So it'll be sound, and it's only like 15 minutes away.
That was an iconic dry day for me though, because England were playing. I remember like I was set up on the bed. I got a picture on my Instagram of me just like chilling on the bed. I took a
Oh mate, I'm gutted. City are on at 3, and I can't even find it. I could probably find a stream, but like it's annoying. But then like 2 weeks time, when I'm like drying out, City are on at 12:30, and I'm at the Airbnb for the whole day because we've got driver on the Friday. That's sound.
that sound. That's very sound.
I think there's a game on at 8 as well tomorrow.
Yeah.
Chelsea, I want to say.
Tomorrow there is
I think it's an 8 o'clock kickoff. There's a late kickoff.
there's always a late kickoff,
There's
isn't
always
there?
a 5:30, but there's not always an 8. But I think there is an 8.
8 o'clock Chelsea Bournemouth.
Yeah, sound.
There's a 5:30 as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'll literally get to the Airbnb, watch.
It's Aston Villa Everton at half 5, which is not too. Well, you could watch that, can you?
Yeah, I'll watch most of that. Then I'll head off. Like just as like the second half gets like a few, for like say 15, 20 minutes in, get to Emporium, get my tan, come back, watch the other game, go to bed.
Laughing. Be missing City though.
Yeah, no.
Hopefully Haaland's injured, mate. Not injured. What's it called? Out because of his mate that died, didn't he?
Hopefully he's heartbroken. Suicide.
Yeah. Hopefully he has some grievance leave. So FPL goes in my favor this week.
In reality, he just bangs it. I haven't even done my FPL. I've fallen off this year in FPL so quick. I fell off a
Nah,
game.
I was like third, and then last week I stank it up by captaining Palmer over Salah. Big L for me.
Where am I in our league? We've got a league, but I'm fourth.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm 12th, mate. You said you've fallen off. You're fourth, bro.
I haven't made any changes. I've still got 2 free transfers. Haaland is at risk, personal reasons, 75 chance of playing. Sound, he's playing. Um,
Hope he doesn't play.
yeah, I need to do that. I'll do that tomorrow. Sound.
Yeah, but you got two people on your bench who are injured, mate. Like fully low. One's been loaned and one's injured, mate.
Oh fuck.
You got two reds in your team.
But to be fair, like I look at my team, like, I don't really need to change much.
Yeah, true.
I might take out like some of the Tottenham and Arsenal players, to be fair. I've got 2 free transfers.
Big game.
I'll keep
Big.
Porro in because he might get like an assist or something, but I'll take Saliba and Raya out.
I've got Raya in, but I'm gonna keep him in.
I mean, I could keep Does Fabianski start?
Don't even know. What's it selected? I don't know. Player stats.
15%, but I think that might be because he's cheap.
Yeah, how many points has he had?
Don't even know. I'm
Apparently, what's it called? Verbruggen's meant to be a pretty good buy.
I'll put Gvardiol in. Sound.
You putting him in,
For Brentford at home, yeah.
mate? You guys are conceding. I'm taking him out. I am soon.
Mate, apparently Thomas Frank has said to his players, prepare for a 5-0.
I just think Gvardiol. He wasn't doing what he did last season. That's just
Oh,
what I'm saying.
sound. Yeah, sick. Perfect. My team's done. Gvardiol and Allison in.
You
Sound.
put Gvardiol in.
Yeah.
I want to take him out. I do. I want to take him out. He's not getting what you know, like his assists and stuff.
No,
Like
because he almost goes forward and plays like a winger.
yeah, but yeah, to be fair, Kanji's now, but got to stretch it off over international break.
Yeah. Gvardiol will play.
He'll play, but I don't want you guys to concede. Like you concede against Ipswich for fuck's sake. That wound me up. That should have been a clean sheet for me.
Mm.
FPL talk now. This is now the what's it called, bodybuilding and FPL.
We will
So,
start chatting about FPL.
oh yeah, mate.
We'll probably start podcasts off like in the off season with just how football is.
Yeah, especially when United are like 12th and City are winning the league again. Fantastic. Big beef.
It'll
Big
probably
beef.
get to a point where like every other week I just start going to City games because I've got nothing else to do with my life.
Oh, FIFA comes out soon.
Oh, I'm fucking gassed.
Bro, I come out. No, wait, next week, innit? Next
Because
Friday.
if anyone knows my morning routine is I wake up at like 5, sometimes 6, and because I don't check in till 9, I just sit and play FIFA for a few hours. And now I'm actually bored of it. I'm finally bored of the new FIFA, and it's the latest I've ever been bored of it, and it's a week before the new game comes out.
I'm getting that next week.
Yeah, so from
Friday sharp,
Friday,
mate. Yeah.
Friday, I'll literally be in bed at like 5 a.m. playing the new FIFA for like 4 hours.
What I could do as well, because I'm on a PC and I play FIFA on PCA. We could do a poddy whilst doing playing a FIFA game.
Oh yeah, sound.
I'll even I can share my screen while playing FIFA.
Have you pre-ordered
Yeah, yeah.
Ultimate Edition?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sound. You get like what 4,600 points.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thing is, everyone always says that I'm not going to spend it in the first week because there's no
Oh
packs.
mate, you spunk it all.
Everyone's like,
It
I'll
gets
open a few. I'll open a few. I'll spend the rest. But if you
the
actually
gab.
wait, it makes more sense. But then again, it's like in that first week, everyone's really expensive, isn't it?
But that's what I mean. You could pack like an 83. I don't know, like was it Diaby last year where you could pack him? He was like, what rank was Diaby? He was like
So E4.
84. Bro, and he went for like what? Like over like at the start, like 200k or something
Yeah.
stupid. So you pack someone like that. Rodri, though, the highest rated card in the game.
He's dead.
And his card's dross, mate.
It's annoying, isn't it?
It's just weird.
I
I don't
wish
get
like you could play well like on FIFA, for example, and like the players who are actually that good in real life, but they're just not good on FIFA, you could somehow still use them.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, oh, have you seen that, bro? Like, Maguire's faster than Casemiro.
It probably is though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He can't turn on the pence, can he? Really? Let's be honest.
Right. I had to go and check in and also to shave my back as well. So we'll leave it there.
Fantastic.
Either way, that was a good pod. Fuck off. Podcast that.
Nice little potty that was, mate. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was good. I quite like it when it's just us having a chat for like
just chilling it.
yeah,
What would it cover? We covered what? Your week, my week, your
my
peak, why
why
you
I'm
change shows.
yeah, bit of
My
football.
my Josh's peak next week.
I reckon just like every like week or so, we just have or even like maybe every like 2 weeks, depending on like what we've got coming up. We just have like a general chat for a bit.
just autism convo. Yeah,
Yeah. Like we don't even think about what we're gonna say, we just chat for a bit.
just like we'd be FaceTiming, mate.
Yeah, literally.
It's
But yeah,
nice.
leave it there. The next one will probably be a bit of like a wrap up from my show, how the day went. And then we'll probably run through what you're doing with Josh, maybe.
Yeah, next week I assume because when I'm on a holiday I can't do it, obviously. So
Yeah. Yes, we'll get a few bits in. When to be fair, back end of next week, get like a Q&A and maybe like one of these like chat ones just to put
yeah,
up over the week. Yeah,
yeah.
get some content ready.
Friday FIFA special.
Yeah, banging. Get on
Yeah,
it.
game
Right,
on.
we'll leave it there. As usual, subs, story tags, likes, shares. It's all appreciated.
It's all very appreciated.
Yeah. Get your beanies as well.
In a bit. Take care.
See you in a bit.
Bye,
Sweetie.
losers.
Big love.